Madden 25 just dropped, and right now defense is in a tough spot, and most people are able to easily pass the ball through the air for a ton of big plays. So I wanted to give you guys an all-out blitzing defensive scheme that will crank up the pressure on the QB and force defenses into a ton of mistakes. But then I'm also in the middle of releasing a full college football defensive game plan based around Nick Saban's time leading the Crimson Tide, and the blitzes today will also work in college football 25 as well as Madden 25, and all of it is a part of a 3-4 defensive game plan for my Saban defense. Now, the main thing that makes this scheme so effective is the fact that these blitzes will work in both games. So if you play both, you'll be able to work in either one, but if you only play Madden or only play college football, then they will still be effective. Now, leave a comment down below and let me know if you guys would like to see more crossover schemes that work for both games. Then the main blitz in this scheme is going to be pinch buck zero, and this is an incredible blitz that will crank up a ton of pressure at the QB and is one of the best blitzes I have used in either Madden or college football 25. Then we'll also have a zone blitz with Will Buck 3 press that will have a looping pressure that will come firing in at the quarterback. Then on the back end, we'll be running a zone. So this will switch up the look and can lead to some bad balls into coverage. Now I'm in the process of releasing a defensive scheme inspired by the GOAT Nick Saban and his legendary run at Alabama, where he has led the Tide to become the greatest dynasty in college football history. Over the last 7 to 8 seasons with Saban at the helm, the Tide evolved into a 4-down lineman-based defense with a nickelback on the field that Saban referred to as his star position. Then the Tide ran an insanely advanced match coverage scheme that he refers to as his cover 7 group of coverages, but in his early years, to deal with the heavier power offenses of the day, he would use a ton of 3-4 defensive looks. This allowed him to control the line of scrimmage and stop the run while also having some great blitzes to get pressure on the QB. Now I'm going to leave a link down in the description for the Saban defensive scheme for you to check out, and that will be for college football 25, but I do plan on releasing some more videos showing you how to run the Saban defense in Madden 25. So the formation we are looking at is 3-4 odd. It can be found in all these playbooks, and right now I'm just using the normal 3-4 playbook itself. Now starting with pinch buck zero and 3-4 odd, and this is an absolutely incredible blitz that in both Madden and college football is going to get multiple free rushers in at the QB and is a great blitz to build your defense around. Now if they send everyone out on routes and they don't block anyone extra, we'll get at least 2 unblocked rushers in on the QB, and then even if they block a running back, we're still going to get an unblocked rusher, making this blitz super tough to handle. Now to set this up in Madden 25, first you want to spread your D-line, then crash your D-line down, then pinch your linebackers, and that's going to tighten them up. Then you want to use the linebacker that isn't blitzing already. Then I will just blitz all linebackers, and that is the whole setup. Then to set this blitz up in college football 25, do not spread your line, just crash them down, then pinch your linebackers. But now we want to use the linebacker that is already blitzing, so the opposite one of Madden. Then lastly, blitz all linebackers, and that is the setup. And really the reason why we can make it our base play in this scheme is because we can get pressure with this if they send everybody out on routes or if they block their running back. So here, this is going to be college football first. They're going to send their running back out on a route, and we are going to get both of our edges completely free. So both edges free. We have 0-man coverage on the back end. Here, they're going to block their running back. So running back's going to block this edge player here, but we are still getting our other edge player completely free in on the QB. So we'll just watch them fast motion. Running back blocked, still getting the edge unblocked. Now looking at it in Madden, and it's going to work the exact same way. So here, they send everybody out on routes. They only block 5, and we actually get 3 players in free. So we get both edges and the linebacker, still 0-man coverage. So everyone at least has 1 player on the back end, and we just get a big hit in on the quarterback. Then even if they block their running back, this is why this is so good. So this is Madden 25, block their running back. He's going to block this edge player right here. Other edge going to come free in on the QB, 0-man coverage on the back end, and we bring him down. So that is the whole blitz element. Now it is a 0-man blitz on the back end. So what that means is if they send everybody out on routes, it's just one-on-one across the board. So we have 3 players here. We have 3 defenders, 3 receivers soloed up here. And as the user, we're usually going to cover the running back. And if the running back goes out on a route, we just cover him wherever he goes. Here, ton of pressure in his face. He tries to check this down to the running back, and we're able to just step in front, go the other way, and we seal that game with a pick. Here's going to be the same thing in Madden. Now, if they block their running back, where it's different is now as the user, obviously we don't have to cover this guy. So now we can go over the middle of the field. This is the same in college football or Madden, and we are going to look to help on whoever the hot read read is over the middle. Here we step in front of the tight end and we get a pick because the running back stays in the block. Even if we don't make the play with our user, this is going to be a 0-man blitz, so we're going to be getting 2 free rushers in on the quarterback, and that is just going to speed up his process so much. It's going to force him to try to get the ball out quick, and now our DB steps in front and we are going the other way for a pick 6. So that is how we run our pinch buck 0. Then if you want to take this defense to the next level, you need to check out my website, Scheme Kings. Up right now, I have the second part for this 3-4 defense where I break down 5 more plays out of 3-4 odd that will complement these blitzes perfectly. It includes 3 more blitzes to pair with these, then the 2 coverages that I like to use off these blitzes, and I show you how all of it works in both Madden and college football. Then I also have my first offensive mini scheme up right now for Madden 25 that you can check out on the site. Then also on the site, you can get access to my college football 25 content, and so far we have my spread to run offense where I break down the Chip Kelly Oregon spread and the West Virginia Pat White scheme. Then on defense, I'm working on my full defensive scheme. We'll be breaking down Nick Saban's match defense at Bama. It's an incredible way to lock down your opponent based on how the real life Tide dominated college football defensively. By subscribing to the site, you'll get access to all my Madden 25 content plus the college football 25 material all for one price. So for the site, you can purchase the yearly membership, which will save you $50 over the course of the year. Then I'm also going to be running my Madden 25 launch sale on the site, and this will run until September 4th. Use code Madden25 to get 50% off your first month if you do the monthly membership. If you want to check out the site, I will link it down below in the description. So next we have Will Buck 3 press in 3-4 odd, and this is a great blitz to use as a changeup off of our pinch buck 0 blitz, and it works equally well in college football 25 and Madden 25. The main part of this blitz will be the looping linebacker that will come in from behind the D line and can fire right in the QB's face, but this looper can also create confusion for the O line and lead to other players like the outside rusher or the D tackle coming free on the QB. Now to set this up in Madden 25, first you want to spread your D line, then crash them down, then QB contain, then you want to use the linebacker that's in the 3 rec and bring him down 1 to 2 steps towards the line of scrimmage. Then to set this blitz up in college football 25, it's almost the exact same setup. First you want to spread your D line, then crash them down, then QB contain. Then you want to use the linebacker in the 3 rec, but now the difference is you do not bring him down 1 to 2 steps. You want to keep him at depth, and that is the difference in the setup for the 2 games. Most of the time it's going to be our off-ball linebacker that's going to come free. So right here, you're just going to see he's going to loop around. They're going to double team this D tackle, and he's just going to loop through the B gap in on the QB. We have zone coverage on the back end, so it's going to be a different look than our man coverage, and we bring down the quarterback. Now, the other thing with this blitz is because it's kind of a crash double looping kind of blitz, it can also just confuse the O lineman, and even if the linebacker doesn't come free, sometimes other guys will. So here's the linebacker looping. Now the guard shoots out to cover the linebacker, but now the defensive end comes completely unblocked in it. The QB fires in for the hit. So those were college football 25. Here's Madden 25, and it's going to be the same thing. So the number one thing that will happen is we'll see our looper loop around. They'll double team the D tackle, and he'll just come in, get a big hit on the quarterback, zone coverage on the back end. Then the other thing that will happen in this game too is because this looper will come in, it will confuse the blitzers here. We have a 3-on-2. Now this guy decides, oh, I got to try to block the looper, and now the defensive end comes free. So sometimes that end, sometimes the tackle, and I'd say probably 75% of the time it'll be the looper. Then for the coverage on the back end, as the user, we just have the whole middle of the field. So here's college football. They block their running back, so they're able to block this blitz up. But as a user, I'm looking for anything hot over the middle of the field. He tries to run 4 verts. I step under that crosser. We pick him off, and we are going the other way with the football. Then the other thing we can do is we want to mess with our flats. So they are stock and seam flats, our 2 flats on the outside. I recommend either shading down and putting hard flats on the field like I did here, or shading up and putting curl flats on the field. So right here, we put hard flats, we shade down, we're going to hover in this gap. He's going to block his running back. The reason why we don't care as much is because we're only rushing 5. So if they are able to block it with 6, we have an advantage on the back end. As a user, I'm kind of patrolling the middle of the field. He tries to check down in the flat to get this ball out, but we have a hard flat on the field, and we step in front and we go the other way with the football with our hard flat. Then you can see here, I have curl flats on the field, so you can also shade up, just kind of depending on what we want to take away. And now our flats are going to be getting deeper down the field, playing more at 10 to 12 yards. And he tries to throw this corner route up over the top. Our corner steps in front. We pick him off. Here in Madden, going to be the same thing. So here we shade up with our curl flats. As the user, we're going to patrol in the middle of the field, look for any hots that are coming in. We see him and try to go to that tight end with my user, step in front, see you later. And then same thing, we can mess with our flats in Madden, so we can shade down, shade up. Here I put hard flats on the field, don't want to give him any easy completions. Blocks his running back, so he is able to take away the blitz. I'm over the middle of the field, kind of taking these routes. Then he goes for the check down, and our hard flat tackles him for 0 gain, puts him to 4th and 3. Now, with just what you have here for this 3-4 blitz scheme will be great, but remember, there's part 2 of this defense up on Scheme Kings right now that will make this defense even better. Then you can also check my first offensive mini scheme I released for Madden 25 right here.